Could adding a game-changing pass rusher lands the Chicago Bears the missing piece to their championship puzzle? The buzz around the team is heating up, and one player could be the spark they need, Trey Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals. This is Bears News Fan Report, where we keep you updated with the latest and greatest in Chicago Bears culture and news. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button now so you never miss a moment of Bears excitement as we navigate this crucial season together. Now, let's dive into the timeline that has everyone on edge. As we approach the 2026 season, NFL teams are finalizing their rosters, looking ahead to build a stronger foundation and making player trades to secure their futures. Rumors are swirling, and it seems the Bengals are ready to break ties with one of their standout defenders, Trey Hendrickson, who was last year's sack leader. This weekend, a string of reports confirmed that Cincinnati is officially accepting offers for the talented pass rusher, aiming for a first-round pick in 2026, along with a young defensive player. For the Bears, this could be a golden opportunity. Imagine Hendrickson tearing through opposing offensive lines, creating havoc in the backfield and revitalizing the Bears' defense, which has been in need of a boost. His production last season speaks volumes. He racked up an impressive number of sacks, reaffirming his reputation as a top-tier edge rusher. By adding Hendrickson, the Bears could not only improve their pass-rushing game, but they could also relieve pressure off their secondary. But why is this rumor gaining traction? Ryan Poles knows this team needs to elevate its defensive prowess to compete in a tough NFC North. The Bears are probably looking at a draft situation where they could have a mid to late first-round pick if they continue on their upward trajectory this season. A draft pick in that range is probably not what the Bengals want in return, but with the right young player attached, it could sway their decision. Now, let's talk specifics. A player like Tyrique Stevenson could be just the ticket for Cincinnati. Though Stevenson has had a rough patch during his tenure, his upside is undeniable. The Bengals are adding young talent to their secondary, and Stevenson could compete with their current starters, DJ Turner II and Cam Taylor-Britt. If the Bears were to send Stevenson along with that first-round pick, it could make negotiations a whole lot easier. On the flip side, could we see the Bears part ways with Dayo Odeyingbo instead? The Bengals would have to consider his contract, but if they want an immediate impact player, he could also be in play. Diving deeper into how such a deal might reshape the Bears' roster, acquiring Hendrickson allows the team to immediately improve their pass rush. With the emergence of promising talents like Justin Fields and a hopefully revamped offensive line, a potent defense becomes essential. Hendrickson could be the turning point that solidifies the Bears' aspirations of returning to playoff hopes, maybe even Super Bowl contention. Now, what does this all mean for the Bears' future? If they make this trade and plug Hendrickson into the starting lineup, it's not just a game-changer for the defense, but it could profoundly influence the team's identity. The ripple effects could reshape the roster and affect how other teams approach the Bears when game day arrives. If the Bears make this move, would they also be able to attract other free agents who see the Bears as a competitive destination? And let's not forget about the emotional element here. Bears fans are rooting for a winner, and they've felt the struggle for so long. A trade for Hendrickson could serve as a powerful statement that this organization is serious about winning. Again, so, if the Bears pull the trigger on this potential trade, what might the fallout be? Hendrickson could provide the defensive backbone they've been lacking for years, while Stevenson or Odeyingbo might find new life in a different system. How long before we find out? Stay tuned, Bears fans, because the excitement is just getting started, and this roster transformation could be coming sooner than you think. If this deal goes through, it might just set the stage for an electrifying season ahead, leaving the Bears poised to make a serious playoff run. Are you ready for the thrills that lie ahead? Don't forget to subscribe for all the latest updates on this developing story as we keep our fingers crossed for what could be an unforgettable season in Bears history. Bears fans, it's time to rally and stake our claim. The roar of Soldier Field is calling for a winning season, and with whispers of Trey Hendrickson on the trading block, we're positioned in the middle of something monumental. Can you feel it in your bones? The urgency, the excitement. It's reminiscent of the '85 Bears, where every move was precision, every game a statement. We could be on the brink of greatness, yet we can't afford to sit idle and watch this opportunity slip through our fingers. Rumors are surfacing that Ryan Poles is taking serious interest, and if he pulls this off, the landscape of our beloved franchise may shift for years to come. Just imagine Hendrickson's grit, his relentless pursuit tearing through line after line, sending a shockwave of fear through rival offenses. The impact on our defense would be seismic. But here's the catch. We have to play chess while the Bengals play checkers. The deadline looms ever closer, and every hour that ticks away feels like an avalanche of pressure descending on this organization. What happens if Cincinnati dangles Hendrickson in front of us just to drive up the asking price? What if another NFC North rival, perhaps the surging Lions or even the Packers, swoops in with an attractive offer that we can't match? The stakes have never been higher, and the weight of this decision is palpable. The young guns in our locker room, players like Fields, Kmet, and Montgomery, are hungry for validation, and a trade for a superstar like Hendrickson could inject the kind of adrenaline this team needs to reach the playoffs again. But let me pose a dire what if. Does losing a promising player like Stevenson or Odeyingbo fracture our locker room? Would the team still gel, or would we be risking chemistry for star power? The ghosts of past Bears greats haunt us with that question. Remember Walter Payton's grit or the steely resolve of Brian Urlacher? If they could suit up today, they'd demand each generation of Bears to fight tooth and nail for every inch. The passion is electric in the city, lingering in the chilly breeze that sweeps off Lake Michigan or the crunch of cleats against the icy turf at Soldier Field. It's the essence of what it means to be a fan. How much longer will we wait before we take this leap of faith? Should the Bears dare not only to dream of playoffs, but to reclaim any semblance of a championship identity? Is this the moment we shift from the agony of a long drought, remembering the sting of heartbreak from 06, 10, or the sharp pain of 2018, into rebirth? The fans are restless, hungry for victory, and we need to ask ourselves, are we all in? The clock is ticking, and it's only a matter of time before the choices made in these final hours dictate whether we sink or swim in the turbulent waters of the NFL. The trade deadline is closing in, and it's do or die, folks. Would you pull the trigger, knowing this could define the next decade of Bears football, revitalizing a city and quenching a widespread thirst for glory? Let's make this happen. We've waited long enough. And you know what, Bears Nation? Speaking for myself, as someone who has lived every heartbreak and every false dawn, I can't help but feel like this rumor about Hendrickson is more than just another headline. It feels like destiny knocking on our door. We've been patient, we've believed through the darkest winters, and now the thought of pairing that relentless motor with our young core makes my pulse race. It's not just about what Hendrickson can do on the field, it's about the message it sends, that Chicago refuses to be an afterthought, that we are ready to claw our way back into the NFL's elite. I want that statement as much as I want the sacks, because it tells every fan freezing in the stands that their loyalty is finally being rewarded. So let me ask you directly, how does this sit with you? Do you want Poles to gamble? To give up that pick? Maybe that young player to finally land us the edge rusher we've been dreaming about? Or would you rather stay the course, play it safe, and risk watching another team lift what could have been ours? Personally, I'm tired of being cautious. It's time to swing for the fences. But that's just me, one voice in the roar of Soldier Field. Drop your rawest takes in the comments, because at the end of the day, this channel isn't just about news, it's about us, the fans, demanding the future we know this city deserves.